Hey, this is Rachel Feldman from Rachel's Wellness. So today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, and that's cultured foods. But I'm first going to just talk about probiotics because I think probiotics are very important, especially in our typical standard American diet and just, life in general. We get stressed or, we eat certain foods that deplete our good flora, or we drink tap water that's contaminated and all of a sudden our flora gets destroyed, or we even breathe and there's toxins in the air and bam, our good flora is destroyed. And good flora means good bacteria in your stomach. So taking a good quality probiotic is key. It's going to put that good bacteria into your body. And I've always said you need to have a proper balance of good and bad bacteria. You need to have 85% of good bacteria, 15% of bad. And when that imbalance gets off kilter, all of a sudden you have health issues, chronic fatigue, asthma, sinus infections, yeast infections, other fungi, viruses, parasites can grow, Clostridia, H. pylori. You know, the infections, everything. I won't go into all of the different, diseases and everything that stem from the gut, but let me just say this and I'll end with it. All disease stems from the gut. So anyway, taking a good probiotic is key. And just like certain foods work great for some people, just like almonds might give tons of vitality and energy to one person and yet deplete another person like myself. I've shared before that I don't do well eating almonds. I end up getting a little rash, and they make me feel tired and lethargic, even though almonds are an amazing, amazing food and such. And I recommend them to a lot of different people. They do not do well for me. So it's the same thing with a probiotic. Everyone's different. I believe totally in bioindividuality. So it's important to figure out what probiotic, what source, what strain, what company works best for you. And remember, and this is the key important part, and this is why we're talking about cultured foods today, is that most probiotics get killed by the stomach acid in your stomach. So they don't even reach your large intestine. And that is very important because most of the time you're only getting a quarter of that whole probiotic actually reaching your large intestine, and that's not so good. So that's why we're going to talk about cultured vegetables today. So I'm going to show you this. Wow! All right, this is a huge batch of cultured vegetables, and I'm so proud of it. But what I did is I went on to Donna Gates' Body Ecology website. I adore her. I really feel like she is such a pioneer in not just digestive wellness, but really in rebuilding the immune system. And that's what our digestion is about. It is the health for our immune system. And if our digestion or our gut is impaired or not digesting properly, our immune system is going to be a mess. We're going to get sick. We're going to house different viruses or bacteria or that we're not going to be able to fight off. So it's so important to keep your digestion working properly and to keep good bacteria in your stomach. And one of the key ways to do that is cultured vegetables. So I went on to Donna Gates, who was also one of my teachers at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. So I was so lucky to hear her speak. So not only is she one of my favorite authors and teachers, but she was, a person who, when I was going through so much of my digestive issues, I read her book many, many years ago. But anyway, I went onto her website and I bought one of the packets to start to make cultured vegetables. And yes, you can make cultured vegetables without a packet, but the great thing about these packets is it's really, it's giving it like an extra jump start of that great probiotic. So yeah, you can make it without. Traditional kimchi, of course, was not made with these packets, and you can also make cultured vegetables just in a salt brine. but I think her packets are phenomenal. It's like I can't even explain it. But anyway, so I went onto her website, I bought this, I went to the market, I got organic vegetables, cut them off. Even on her website, she puts a basic recipe for making cultured vegetables, and went home and cut them up. And like I said, I would figure out what are your taste buds. You know, if you're kind of a cold person, you'll put a little more garlic and ginger and some of those warming spices, you know, even red pepper. If you're kind of a hot person in general, lean towards, you know, not making it so spicy, and maybe just more of like a sauerkraut, you know, with maybe some beets and carrots. But the great thing about cultured vegetables, and this is actually day 3, so you know, you want to keep it closed, because if not, it will kind of pop when you open it, because it's fizzing and it's all that good bacteria in there. But the great thing about cultured vegetables is when you ingest cultured vegetables or a cultured drink, it is not only getting down into your gut, but it is going through your whole body to your large intestine, and really getting to where it needs to get to in your body. And so cultured vegetables also help to sweep out the toxins in your colon, and that is so important. It also decreases cravings, and for anybody dealing with especially candida and bacteria as well, there's usually blood sugar issues, whether it be low blood sugar or high blood sugar, hypoglycemia. There's a tendency to crave, you know, carbs and real sweet stuff, and cultured vegetables can really help with that. And there's always, when you have some kind of gut issue, digestion, whether you're having loose stools or you're not having enough stools, it helps to break down your food. And I would always say this: whether you make them or you buy your cultured vegetables at the market, if you buy them, look for vinegar-free. That means it's preservative-free, vinegar-free. But when you are starting with cultured vegetables or cultured drinks or anything, start small. They are very potent. So with that being said, if you're interested in knowing more about cultured vegetables, or more about healing your digestion, or you are just struggling, don't know what to do anymore, I work via Skype, iChat, in person, or phone consults nationwide. You can find me at www.rachelswellness.com. You can also find me on Facebook at Rachel's Wellness. And it's been a pleasure talking to you today about my favorite subject, one of my favorite subjects, but cultured vegetables. And if you haven't ventured to make them at home, then you can always go into the market. I know Bubby's Sauerkraut makes one that is pretty inexpensive. But again, I think that is something so empowering about taking control of your life and your digestion and healing yourself by making them. I urge you, go onto Donna Gates' website, have fun, get a starter packet, and heal your digestion today. It was great talking to you.